So actually, we don't own Seritage anymore, which makes it easy for me to talk about it. Uh, Basically, we bought Seritage right when the pandemic was hitting in the second quarter of 2020, and the stock had collapsed. It was $30 odd a share before the pandemic, and it was kind of hovering between $6 and $9 a share after the pandemic hit because there was a lot of concern about retail and footprints and all of that with all the lockdowns. And I analyzed it, and it looked really cheap and looked like there was very significant upside because they were redeveloping all the old Sears space and such. Last year, I concluded that I had made a mistake in one part of the Seritage thesis. And the one part of the thesis was that they are redeveloping all of these properties. And it's really kind of like you know, a company which runs in 100 different countries because each municipality and each city and location has its own nuances about how they look at the approvals and rezonings and different things that the company needs. And I realized that I had underestimated how difficult moving that aircraft carrier with all those different geographies and battles. And so we had bought it so cheap that we still were with very significant gain when we were selling. And because I saw that this was a flaw in the analysis, and one thing one should always keep in mind, which I already talked about, is John Templeton used to say the best analysts will be right 2 out of 3 times. And probably more realistically in investing, we'll probably be right about half the time. So one of the things that's really important in investing is to be honest with yourself. And when I realized that the redevelopment challenges are much more significant than I had estimated, I took my chips off the table. And so it was a mistake, but it was a mistake where we ended up with a positive result. But I think the big mistake was that in the second quarter of 2020, there were lots and lots of companies available cheap. And we ended up, depending on when we were selling, somewhere between 20 to 40% return on our money. And I think we could have gotten a lot more with a different bet. So that's the unfortunate part. The opportunity cost was high.